3, 2, 1. Welcome back. We are talking about graphing for the very first time ever. We're going to be graphing from slope-intercept form, and we got basically everything we need to know right here at the top. It says to begin with b. That tells us that we're going to use the b value first. The first step is going to incorporate the b value, not the m. Then, after that, we're going to use the m. You know what? Let's just start with line number 1. Begin with b. Now, in order to do these questions, we're going to want to identify the m and the b values. It's always a good idea to write m and b. On the classwork, you're going to have to write down m and b for every question or lose points. So, for the m value, what do you think the m is? Negative 2/3. Make sure you get that negative in there. The negatives are super important. And what do you think the b value is? 3. All right. In total, there are 5 things to do, maybe 6, but I really like to think about like 5. 5 things to do for every question. We've already done 2, and it took us 5 seconds. Okay? Now, to get the third one is going to take you another 5 seconds. These are short. In the middle here, you can see the y-axis. All right? I wouldn't draw a line.
Can you get out? My sister said
You don't have to react to everything. What's up?
My sister said, can she get hers?
Can she get hers? Were you in the same class with her or something?
Yeah. Hey, Bessie.
All right. There you go. See ya. So, in the middle here, on this y-axis, you know how b is called the y-intercept? That means that the b value will always be on the y-axis. The number is 3, and so guess where we're going to put the first dot? 1, 2, 3. There you go. There's the first dot. This step takes, again, 5 seconds, right? Let's just leave number 1. It's not done yet. Let's go to number 2. What is the m for number 2? 3/4. What is the b for number 2? -2. That's the first 2 steps. And let's get the third step. Where does the first dot go? On -2. Always in the middle. You will always put a dot right there on the y-axis. And so there we go. We did 3 steps, 15 seconds, right? Crush through it. You should always, every time, be able to put your first dot down. Now, what we need for the rest of these questions is you have to have 3 dots for your line. So far, we have 1 dot for our line. And here is how we get the other 2. Reading this at the top, it says, move with m for the y-intercept, rise up, and then run left or right. What's up?
What did you do? Down 3? I mean down 2 since it's negative?
Nope. We're always going to rise up. Then the negative, you're right, it's a negative, is we're going to think about that for the running, either left or right. So let's add on to this. When would we run left?
After you rise.
We would run left if it was a negative number. And when would we run to the right? If it was a positive number. Okay? This is what everybody misses right here, the left or right thing. So, let's go back to number 1. Let's look at the m. The b, like we're already done here, right? The b, check, done. We're not going to use the b ever again. Now we're going to look at the m. For the m, the top number is a 2. The top number is always an up. You can write an up arrow on every single question. I don't care if it's positive. I don't care if it's negative. Even on number 2, boom, you draw an up arrow. The bottom number is either a left or a right. Left if there's a negative sign, or right if there's a positive sign. So, looking over here, Do we have a negative sign?
Yes.
So which direction are we going? Left. All right. For number 2, just skipping around, which direction are we going to go? We're going to go right. And now we've learned, I'd say probably 80% of what we're trying to learn today, because the last 2 steps are getting the last 2 points. We're going to be going up and left, up 2 and left 3. I'm going to count 1, 2, stop, no dot, up 2, and then left 3. So I'm going 1, 2, turn, 1, 2, 3, dot. Now, remember, right, because it was negative, we went left. Remember, don't just copy my paper. Look at your own graph and count to 2 and then count to 3. Like, we're talking about literally just counting to 3. Now, we got 1 point. We need 1 more. What do? Same thing. Up 2, left 3. Up 2, 1, 2, turn, left 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is where my last dot goes. All right. Now, I have gotten 3 dots. First, do they look like they're in a straight line? Right? I know that sounds silly, but a lot of times students turn in a line and it doesn't look like a line. It looks like a V, right? Or it looks like a Nike swoosh or something, okay? This line does look pretty straight. Now, the expectations for my class, you have to draw the line. You have to draw the line. If all you do is draw the dots, you're not getting the points, right? Let's look at some people from first period. They drew a line, nice. They drew a line, nice. They drew a line, it's a little curvy, I don't really care. Nice. They drew, we're going to talk about this one. They drew a line, nice. Look at this one. Ooh, no line. That was a tough grade. Now, for this graph, they drew like a half line, right? And not only that, do these dots look like they're in a straight line? Go ahead, Josh. Good to see you. Okay. What'd you do to my pass? Goodness gracious.
It failed.
It fell. I mean, it fell off?
Yeah.
Whoa, are you playing swords with the rulers?
Alright, Julian. Don't need the drawing. Thank you. Okay, if you look at this graph here, we have a dot. They were supposed to go up 2 over 3. They went 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Nice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. It looks like they missed it. They didn't count it very well, right? Are there 3 dots in a straight line? Nah, not really, okay? And they didn't make a line that goes all the way across. Our lines are going to look like this. All the way across the graph. That's what we're expecting for full credit. Now, especially if you have a ruler, slap that ruler on the paper, line it up, put your pencil, and the most fun thing ever, right? Rulers are the best. Rulers are so fun. Okay, we're going to get into number 2. We're going to do it quickly. We're going up 3, right 4. 1, 2, 3, stop, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I went to the right this time because it was a positive number. Now I'm going to go up 3, right 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we've run into a little bit of a problem. We have gone off the graph.
Oh.
You see, our dot does not have any room. Okay? This dot does not count. Okay? Doesn't count. we need to get 3 dots that are on the graph. And there's no room. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we're off the graph. So how do we find another dot on our line? This is one of the most interesting things we're doing today. If our typical dot is an upright to find the dot, but we run out of room, we can move in the complete opposite direction. You know how like Alice in Wonderland goes down into like the crazy world, backwards world, or like maybe opposite day, right? We're going to do an opposite day setup. Instead of going up 3, we're going to go down 3, right? Instead of going up 3, we're going to go down 3. And instead of going right 4, we're going to go left 4. So, it's the complete opposite. Instead of going up, we go down. Instead of going right, we go left. So I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This dot should still be in my perfect line. So if you use your ruler, even though we went in different directions, how does it look? It still looks pretty good, right? It still looks like a nice straight line. We draw our line and we're good. This is the most difficult thing we're doing for sure, where we have, instead of upright, we run out of room, we have to go down left, okay? This is like, you know, going down into opposite world, right? Ooh, spooky. Okay, at the same time, it's not that bad. We're going to speed it up a lot. We're going to go down to number 3. I'm going to go ahead and get the m equals 2. b equals -3. It should take you 5 seconds to get the m and the b. It should take you 5 seconds to put the b on the graph. The b is right here. -3. Again, don't just look at my paper. Count it in your own head. Use your own eyeballs and count 1, 2, 3. You got this. Now, we've done the first 3 steps. 10 seconds. We got the m. We got the b. We plotted the b. Next, we need to get our last 2 dots using the m. And here is the last 10% of the notes. Our m is supposed to tell us top number goes up, bottom number goes to the side. However, there's no bottom. The only thing we have is a straight up 2. So we're going to have to think back to middle school. How can you turn a number into a fraction? Exactly. That's exactly right. So we're going to have to use that skill like quite a lot today. If you have a number without a bottom, put it over 1. Okay? You're going to have to use that like, I don't know, another 5 or 6 times today. Now, shouldn't be too bad. The top number, up. The bottom number, is it right or is it left?
Right.
It's to the right. And so all we have to do is count to 2 and then 1. 2 and then 1. Up 2, 1, 2, right 1, right 1. Up 2, right 1. Once we have 3 dots, that's good enough. You don't have to make more dots. You can stop right there. Make sure they're in a straight line. I think it looks pretty good. And I'm going to draw my line through. Shing. Easy. And we're going to do number 3. We're going to speed it up. We're going to go ultra fast. We're going to start our timer. We're going to see how long it takes. Are you ready for number 4? Ready, set, go. All right. I'm going to get my M, I'm going to get my B. I'm going to write M is -3 and B is -1. And I'm noticing already that my M is not a fraction. How do you make it a fraction? Divide by 1. Perfect. My first dot is going to be my B value, and it's going to be on my y-axis, -1. I got my first dot. Now I'm going to use my M. Again, don't copy off me. Count it on your own paper. On my M, I'm going to go up every time. I'm always going to go up, no matter what. Up, up, up. And then on the bottom, am I going to go right or left? This is a left. The reason it's a left is because we have a negative. Even if that negative is like floating around on the top, even if that negative is in the middle or on the bottom, any negatives at all means left. Okay? Remember, I told you guys on the note on the warm-up, negative means left. That's what you got to get. Up 3, left 1. 1, 2, 3, left. And we need another one. 1, 2, 3, left. And that's it. We got our 3 dots. We get our ruler. Do they look like they're a straight line? I think it looks pretty good. We draw a line. Shing. And we're done. Time. Now that was a minute and a half. That was 90 seconds. And I did a lot of talking, a lot of explaining. We talked about negatives, meaning left. I explained every little thing. And it took us 90 seconds to go slowly through these questions. What do you mean all the way down? Yeah, make a big line. Use that ruler and just do the full thing. Okay, flipping over to the back. We might not do all these questions, but we're definitely going to speed it up. Question number 5 has something a little bit interesting. Let's get another timer. Let's see if we can speed it up even more. Go. What's the M for number 5? 1. What's the B for number 5? 5. I'm noticing that my M is not a fraction. Put it over 1. I need to start off my B value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And then I need 2 more dots. I always go up. Am I going right or left? I'm going right. So I'm going up 1, right 1, dot. Up 1, right 1, dot. And this one's good. It is on the graph. Even though it's on the edge, it still counts. We're good. I'm going to take my line. They look straight. I'm going to go all the way across, and time. That was only 50 seconds, right? We did that one, 40 seconds faster than the last one.
Wow.
Okay? Wow, right? We're speeding it up. This is crazy. Okay? Now, number 6 was one of the most missed questions in first period, so I want to kind of show this one to you. For number 6, we're going to grab the M, which is 1/5. We're going to grab the B. Now, what is the B value for this question? 0. And I like that. That's exactly right. If we're 0, that's the origin, right? Because we have to be on this y-axis, and 0 right in the middle. Okay? Now, our M is up, always up. Are we going right or left? We're going right. So we need up 1, right 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get another dot. 1, 1, 2. We ran out of room. So we're going to need to go into opposite world. Spooky. So instead of going up, what direction are we going to go? Down. Instead of going right, which direction are we going to go? Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And especially on these questions, where you run out of room, make sure they are a straight line. It is very likely that this is the question that you mess up. A lot of times people go up 1, right 5, then they say down 5, left 1, and they end up with a dot right here. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They end up with a dot right here. These are not even close to a straight line. So whenever you're doing these opposite world, extra sure they're straight, looks pretty good, line across. For number 7, I don't see anything weird in this question. We know how to do the fractions. We know how to do negatives. Why are we throwing stuff, buddy? You are better than that. Number 8, we've got 6 and 3. No surprises. So I think we're done with the notes. I think we know how to do all these things. When it comes to graphing, remember, rise up and then run left or right. Left for negative, right for positive. Remember, if you run out of room, you got to go into that opposite world. Instead of up right, you got to go down left. Make sure it's in a straight line. Easy peasy. We also saw how if you have a number with no bottom, you divide it by 1. Very easy. Okay, we're all done with the notes. Moving on to the classwork.